Hello, lovelies. Alrighty, it's a little late at night and I took a nap, so I'm wide awake and I decided I'm going to dye some yarn. I'm not going to videotape the whole thing. I'll just give you like updates as I go. And I got my citric acid. Hey, I said it right that time. And I'm going to be using the tonal black from Dharma. And I'm also going to use the green, emerald green and purple from Jacquard, and then the monarch orange from Dharma. Reason being is I wanted to switch those colors because the last couple times I've dyed with the Dharma, I noticed there's a lot of runoff. And I thought if I try to use the different ones to see if I get a lot of orange runoff and not a lot of purple and green, then I know it's actually the dye and not me. So we've got the pot. It's kind of hot already. I've got 5 skeins. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I know there's 5 skeins there. And this is the stuff I got from Premier, and it's upside down. Hold on. Yeah, I'm always prepared. I got this. It's super wash merino, worsted weight, and it was upside down before. Now it's upside down again. How did that happen? Am I in the twilight zone? All right, here we go. Sorry about it getting blurry. All right, they say 100 skein hanks. They seem small to me, but they're 180. All right, they're 180 yards in each one. And when I was taking them out of the bag, I like, these seem like 50 grams, you know. Anyway, I'm going to get started. I'm debating now, and I'll decide in a sec whether I drop them in the water dry or wet them. I probably wet them first, but I'll let you know what I'm doing. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I clearly didn't have enough water in the pan, so I dropped those in. There's 5 skeins. I have them sideways, as you could see. And I did put the citric, look at me saying that word, I'm so proud of myself, citric acid in the water while they're soaking. I don't, like, remember, I don't know what I'm doing, so please, this is not a tutorial on how to do things. This is unconventional tutorial. And then when I was mixing, thank you, Dory, for these lovely bottles. They're perfect. Dory did it, gave those to me. She sent me a whole bunch of stuff and the zip ties as well. Anyway, I have the purple from Jacquard and the Kelly green, or is it just green? Let me check. I'm sorry. Emerald, I'm bad. Emerald green, but then I thought that green might be too dark, so I also added about I don't know how much, almost equal amount of chartreuse, just to lighten that up again a little bit. And I may add some safety orange to this orange, because this orange is monarch, and I'm debating that. And I did have some of the tonal black already in a bottle from a last dye that I did in a spray bottle, because I was trying to do specks, but that didn't work out too well. But anyway, I added a little bit more of the Dharma dye of the tonal black in that. So anyway, this is, the water's all heated up. There's about that much water, and I'm just going to start putting, if you haven't figured it out, these, oh my God, it's leaking. These are going to be like Halloween colors. And look, I didn't put the lid on tight enough, so the purple is splurting, but that's fine. We'll go with that. We will definitely go. I'm just going to shake it and splurt it around as I go. And yes, I'm not wearing gloves, so the next few days I'll have some multicolored hands. All right. And I'm going to put you down because it's a lot harder to do it with you there. But that's cool. Look at that. I'll show you what I'm doing. And sorry that I'm not speaking properly. What else is new? All right, so getting the lids off these suckers was a pain in the butt, but I did it. I tackled it and I persevered. All right, this is the orange. I'm going to start. I usually start with lighter and then go to darker. There's no reason why. I just do that. And as you could see when I shook the other ones up, they're really not made for liquid. They're made for like ketchup and mustard. So a couple of them, the lids, but that's fine. You know, some of the mistakes are the best things, but literally just going to, and like I said, there's 5 hanks in here. So I'm just going to kind of do a crazy design. It's really not easy to hold the phone with one and do the rest with the other hand, but okay. And let's even zigzag it, go in the other direction. What the heck? And a little on the edges. Another thing too, which is probably obvious, and I never intend to insult anybody, but when you're bending or folding your hanks, and then you're trying to judge equal amounts, you got to remember that that's doubled over here. So, and also the farthest part is going to be more as opposed to the inner part. Like when you're driving in a car and you're in the in lane of a 3-lane highway, you're going to take a sharper turn. So it's like a farther distance on the outside. So that's just something I try to remember. And I'm kind of reminding myself, not telling anybody in particular. But all right, so let's see with the purple. So we got kind of that thing going. I kind of like the dots. So let's do the sprinkly dot thing. I'm okay with that. It's not coming out dark enough for my liking, but I'm really just starting. I probably added too much water in the bottles, but let's just do a big spot of purple over here and a big spot of purple over here and a big spot of purple over here. This way it's getting on each big spot's getting on each skein or each hank. And it is dripping a little on the side, I'm noticing. It looks a little brown, but hey, you never know how this is going to be. And put a little bit more. I'm hoping this is sinking in. And I'm going to use a spoon in a sec just to tap it down. Yeah, I finally invested in a spoon. I've been using like other things, but I saw Dee and Thriss, how they do it. So I was like, oh, let me grab one of those spoons. And I did. I grabbed a spoon. Kind of push it down a little bit. The water is hot. I have it on almost off low. And then I had to add water because what was in there, and then when I put the hanks, the water just got sucked up by the hanks. So I added water, and like I said, I put the citric acid, look at me, the citric acid in there as I go. All right, so this is the green. Now this is emerald green, but then I added chartreuse. So let's see if this lightened it up any. Maybe, I don't know. And again, I'm gonna just sprinkle this one around. And did I mention that I'm making these these are clearly Halloween. And I'm doing this because I'm doing the 100 days of Halloween. And this is kind of what I'm doing for that. Plus, I love Halloween. So it all works. Let me get those end sides. And again, I have no idea how this will come out because I've never done this before with the sprinkles and the blobs. Sprinkles and blobs. Maybe that's the name of it. Sprinkles and blobs. That's a good Halloween name. All right, I'm going to turn the heat back up. Because, if you guys have been watching my stuff, I've been mostly doing, I'm just putting the heat up here, mostly doing the dip dyeing, I put it in a pan and dip dye. Now, that's a whole naked spot there. We don't like nakedness. Let's throw a little purple in there. Oops, sorry. I'm looking at it and not through the phone, so if you're missing parts that I'm just kind of going along the edge now and making sure I've got dye on the edge. I don't know if you can hear it boiling. Anyway, I'm going to mess around with this a little bit, let it let it simmer a little bit, and then I didn't add black yet because I think I might wait and add the black at the end. I'm not sure. I have, like, again, I have no idea what I'm doing. All right, I'll be back. Yummy. It actually does look kind of yummy. Oh, yeah. I guess putting 5 hanks in one pan is not really a great idea because I'm finding that there's a lot of bald spots, and then I'm just kind of throwing, you know, colors, and then it's making it blend more, so it's not the colors aren't staying separate and more true to color. But you know, like, we'll see. Like I said, this is really just me screwing around. I don't know what I'm doing. The other ones seem to come out okay, and if they don't, they don't. What the heck? And you know, it is what it is. I still have not put the black in, but that really looks yummy, doesn't it? Dinner time. Alrighty, so I flipped them over, and then I flipped them inside out and over and upside down and all around the town. Right now it's soaking. I decided to add safety orange, so it's literally soaking in a bath of safety orange, and we'll see what happens. It looks disgusting, but you never know. Cross your fingers. Alrighty, so now what you're looking at is the same bath. I kind of mished them up a little bit, the hanks, I mean, and sprayed with a spray bottle the toner black from Dharma. And yeah, it's pretty gross. Alrighty, so it definitely doesn't look Halloween. It looks more fall colors. So I screwed it up. But what I did here is I dumped the water out of the pan. The wool is still hot, and I'm going to, hold on a sec, and I'll get my hand, just hang in there. And then what I got is a squirt bottle with the black, and I'm just going to spritz it on here. And then I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to probably put a little bit of citric acid on top of this, sprinkle it to help it set. And then I'll mush it around a little bit more, and then maybe put some more black speckles in there and see if that works. Again, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay because it's fun. Alrighty, so they're definitely not Halloween. Actually, the purple is almost completely gone from these. These are wet, so of course they're darker than they're going to be when they're dry. But there's 5 hanks. And it's really cool. I'm glad I did the safety orange bath because it did kind of saturate. I mean, there's some, you know, this is a little lighter, but it still has color. It's not the color of the yarn. It's just a lighter orange. And it says it's a worsted weight, but I'm going to say this is more of a 3 weight. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a 4 weight. And it looks a little bit, you know, as usual, as you hear all the time, that looks a little bit different in real life than it does on film. But it's pretty cool. I'm going to say this is more of a fall colorway than a Halloween one. And I think I'm going to do, this is pan dyeing. I will say this, because the first 2 times I used the Dharma, I'm going to use my other hand here and kind of give you close-ups on some of the spots. But the first 2 times I used the Dharma, it had a lot of runoff after the fact. That's the speckles of black. And I squirted those speckles of black, excuse my hands, and then put, you know, with the citric acid. So I was hoping that it would strike really fast. And it did in many spots. And I was not really happy with the Dharma because it just seemed to have so much bleed afterwards, you know, trying to rinse it out. And this one didn't. So I think maybe what I did wrong was either not use enough citric acid, or I didn't let it sit long enough in the hot water, you know. So I'm going to do the dip dye now, and this looks really, well, it is kind of light right there. There's going to be some light spots, I guess, but that's still okay because it'll give it pop. And there's enough of them to where it's going to blend into the pattern. Yeah, see how that's a little bit white there, but I think it'll be cool. And like I said, it's more of a 3-weight. I'm not going to say it's a 4-weight. I'm not going to say what I want, you know. It's a 5-weight. Okay. All right. I'm going to put this, I'm going to shut this off. And then once this all dries, I'll show you. All right. See you later. And you'll see me in a second. Bye. Okay. Hello, lovelies. It's the next day. And here's the 5 hanks that I dyed. They're actually really pretty. I'm happy with them. I'm going to give you a close-up of the top. You can see the black speckles in there. So that worked. And what I did do, I tested with this group, this set of hanks, but I put the black specks first, you know, the squirt bottle specks, and then put the citric acid on top. And then the next time I did the other side, I put the citric acid, sprinkled that on top of them, and then sprayed the black. Well, that was hard to say. Yeah, motorcycles. Oh, I love hearing the motorcycles. My neighbor hates it, so I get more pleasure out of knowing that he hates it. Anyway, passive aggressiveness. Anyway, but I what's unfortunate is I don't know which one worked the best, because there are definitely black sprinkles. What's weird is this is the purple pop, and it's really not brilliant purple. It's blending in to the black, but I don't know if I could get a close-up. I don't know if that's focusing for you, and of course I'm outside. But look at even just the yarn. And it says 100% wool. There's no other, you know, there's not like other fibers in here, but it really, the way they wrapped it, I don't know, it looks really cool. Anyway, now all of these I'm going to show you now are all on the same exact base. And this is 3 hanks of pink. Yeah, like you couldn't figure that one out yourself, but you needed my help for that one. What I did here, and I didn't film it because it's just easier to do it without you. I'm sorry. This is Ballerina Pink by Dharma, and this is Magenta by Dharma. And when I dipped the Ballerina Pink first, I don't know if you could see it, but there's definitely a fade, because I faded it out and then faded and mixed the magenta in there. So like more than half of it is magenta. You know, I lied. Half of it's magenta, half of it's Ballerina Pink, and in between is a what do you call, fade, or I don't know, the yarnalicious term for that is gradient, I believe. I don't know. Anyway, next, 2 hanks, because they come in 5 hanks per bag. So I did 3 of the pink, and then I had 2 hanks left, and I wanted to try to do Halloween. And yeah, so this is my attempt at Halloween. And I have them hanging with, you know, separately, so that you see that there's purple. They are exactly the same, or close, but I wanted to show you that half of it is the green black going into purple, going into safety orange, which there again I did a fade into the safety orange, and then when I faded from the safety orange into the yellow, which was, oh my, I can't remember the name of the yellow. It was a bright one. And then this is, I believe, a combination of chartreuse and retroactive. Yeah, that's what that was. Retroactive and chartreuse. And then the oh God, really get my words together here. The black is what was left of the purple. And then I used tonal black, and I also added True Black, I believe it is. And again, that was from Dharma. I did notice when I took them out, and actually even, well, maybe not. All right, I'm going to say that the black, and if you happen to be watching, maybe you could explain if this is a common thing. The black feels a little bit rougher. Like this is definitely
like super soft. Like I said, this is 100% wool. The black is a little bit rougher, and I didn't bring the water to a boil, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe I left it in too long or what, but I left it in long because I wanted it to be saturated, which it is. But yeah, if you or Melissa or any dyer out there, if you happen to know why the black part just feels oh geez, dog barking at cars. Like, really? It's Sunday. There's the 5 people that belong to the church down the street are going home. But anyway, if you happen to know, I'm so sarcastic. You know I don't mean any of that. I just like being sarcastic and snarky. Why that is. Why did this turn out a little bit rougher than the rest? But anyway, all right, just stop talking about it and let's see the yarn. So there's my Halloween, 100 Days of Halloween thing for whatever. And then we did some pink. I have kind of an idea for this particular pink. That's all I'm going to say. And then these 5 hanks, I think it was 180 yards per hank. You do the math. Like, again, I keep repeating, but it says 4 weight. I'm going to say it's more of a 3 weight. It's a skinny 4. It's a 4 weight on a diet. But anyway, that's what they look like. So these may go up for sale. That's all I'm saying right now, because they're really pretty. I'm proud of it. All right, that's it. Love you guys, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say for now. Bye-bye.